Hey everyone, welcome to Team Call. My name is April Ann. I'm a Sapphire ambassador that can't talk. And I'm so excited that y'all are on tonight because we're going to be talking about something that is so key to moving your business forward. And actually, when I was planning out what I wanted to say, I was bouncing ideas off of another sweet person who's on tonight. And she had said 1/4 of our business has to do with duplication. That's a big chunk of our business. And so it's really important that we do know how to take our new joins and go ahead and help them to go silver. And so maybe you're wondering, well, what's the big deal about creating silvers? Why are y'all always talking about producing silvers? And basically, it's because, first of all, it's going to create momentum on your team, right? There's nothing more excited than someone hitting the first rank, right? They're just so excited about that $300 cash. Also, when you think about it, when you have accountability, you're 85%, you have an 85% more chance of being successful with your products. And so therefore, they're going to want to take their products and we're going to have better retention rates. And so it's just really important that we do cast the vision, which we're going to talk about tonight. And also, this is just going to have a really solid foundation for your business. If you think about it, the power of 3, right? It basically creates that ripple effect where you're teaching, okay, you go get your 3 and then help them get their 3, and it just keeps going deeper and deeper, right? 7 levels deep. And so we're going to dig deeper into that tonight. And so first of all, I wanted to share something that I'll often hear, and it is someone will say, well, gosh, I'm just not moving forward in my business. I'm doing all the things, I'm watching this girl's team explode or, whoever. And first of all, y'all, we have to make sure we're staying in our lane, right? Comparison can really steal our joy and it can steal our business momentum. So first of all, stay in your lane. And second of all, there could be some reasons as to why you may not be moving as fast as you want to. And so the first thing is, are you doing consistent IPA? Are you as a leader doing consistent IPA? Now, what does consistent mean? It means 6 days a week, income producing activities, so new contacts and follow-ups, right? 6 days a week. How can your business move forward if you're not personally recruiting? And we'll talk about that in a little bit. And then also you need to show up on social media, right? We are blessed to have social media where our business is open 24/7. So what does that mean? When we go to bed at night, our business is still open. So people can check out what we've been up to. So make sure you're consistently posting on social media. And then the other thing is growing as a person. And here's the kicker, y'all. If you're doing personal growth in an area where maybe it's your strength zone, maybe you already know the information you're listening to, you're not actually growing. And that was something I had to be called out for because I was listening to endless Abby Kappa, Jessica Heffley podcasts, which were great, but the season that I was in, it wasn't helping me move forward as a leader. So it's really important, you guys, that you hone in on where you may be lacking, what's holding you back in your business, and doing growth in that area. And then the next thing is, y'all, if you're recruiting, you're going to constantly have new blood, basically new joins coming in. So we don't have people to go silver if you don't have new joins coming in. So it's really important that you are personally recruiting every single month. Just plan on going at minimum silver, right? This month, everyone's going for 6 because we all want that cute gut health sweatshirt. We all want the extra $200 cash. And so just set your goals high and say, I'm going to set the example for my team and I'm going to recruit. And it's going to take consistency on your end. And then also, y'all, basically when we're casting vision, and we'll get into that in a little bit, but basically it's going to start before they even get on the products, right? They're going to watch your Facebook page. Are you only posting about the products and your product testimony? Or are you actually posting about what this business has done for you? what this next paycheck is going to do for you and your family. So you have to be bold, both about the business and both about the products. There was actually a level 2 that jumped in with one of my girls last week. She's friends with both me and my level 1. And as soon as she jumped in, y'all, she knew about the opportunity. We didn't even have to tell her. And the reason being is she's watching our Facebook pages. So that is really important. So basically, when we want to help create silvers, we're going to do a few things. The first thing is we're going to cast vision, which we'll talk about tonight. We're also going to inspire, and we're going to call to action. Those 3 things in that order. So let's talk a bit about casting vision, because you'll hear people say, okay, let's cast some vision. And then people are like, how do I do it? But the funny thing is, your upline casted vision with you. You just didn't know it was happening. So I'm going to take you back in a little bit to when I first got started and how my upline had casted vision with me. But basically, you want to figure out their pain points. So that means you have to be in connection with them, right? You have to build that rapport, you have to have that relationship, and you have to have the back and forth connection, basically. And if you're not sure what their pain points are, ask them. If your calendar were empty and your bank account were full, we all have heard it, what would your life look like? And y'all, this took me back, because literally 2.5 years ago, I got asked that question on our 3-way welcome call. And you know what? My wheels got turning. And do you know what I said, y'all? I said we would pay off debt, because at that time, I just got done with grad school as a speech therapist, 3 years of master's school, which meant we were into debt up to wazoo. And I literally had said we would start paying off debt. And y'all, 2.5 years later, we've completely paid off those school loans. So just know that if you are casting very bold vision, which is meaning what this business is going to do for them, yes, you can share your story and what it's done for you, but what they want to know is, okay, what the heck can this opportunity do for me and my family? And that's it. When it comes to casting vision, you're going to be bold, confident, specific. What's it going to do for them? And if you're not sure, keep asking questions. Watch their social media. It's okay to have that back and forth conversation. And basically, after you've casted the vision, then we need to inspire before asking them to take action. And so inspiring looks like sending a diamond doc, right? Actually going through and figuring out, okay, so-and-so is a homeschooling mom. She has a bunch of kids. Whose diamond doc am I going to send? Not just any diamond doc, but you're going to really filter through and decide who can she relate with the most. And then from there, we're going to jump on the phone maybe. Maybe she just needs to hear your voice and hear that you care about her and hear the things called out of why she would rock this business. Maybe you just need to speak their color language more. If you're not familiar with the color languages, there's a book called, I think it's called like literally Color Languages for MLMs. If someone knows the title, just throw it in the chat. But basically we have 4 different colors, and you have to speak their love language or their color language. You can also speak their love language if you want to. But I'm trying to think, if someone spoke green to me, which is all about the ingredients, the sciencey facts, you guys, I would probably run away because that's just not me. But as soon as I heard the word money, I was like, oh, we could pay off debt. So if you haven't looked into the color personalities, do it. It's a game changer when it comes to both the products and the business side of things. So we're going to cast the vision, we're going to inspire, and then we're gonna call them to action. Okay, y'all, a lot of times we get this backwards and we connect with them, but then immediately we go to calling them to action and we're like, oh my gosh, why isn't she sending out templates? Or why isn't she putting up that post for me? Why isn't she connecting me with their people? And the reason being is she's not inspired yet. And so then you call to action after you inspire. And so basically, calling to action, you guys, is playing catch at their speed. And that was hard for me to figure out because being a red, I want to play fetch and I want to do it back and forth really fast. But you have to go at their speed. And so basically, when I play fetch with someone or catch, I will say, okay, perfect. let's go ahead and get you started earning that extra income. There's 2 different ways you can get started. The first way, you can go ahead and throw up a simple copy and paste post. I'll even provide you with the picture. Y'all, I provide the picture because otherwise I see so many salesy pictures. Maybe they've got it off of Pinterest, I don't know where, but I provide the picture, or I say, or you can throw up a cute pink drink selfie. So I give them the choice and I'll say, okay, do you want to throw up that simple copy and paste post? Or are you more so the person who likes to connect through Messenger with your friends? Which way should we get started? So basically just being really direct and helping them navigate. That's what they want you to do. They don't want to be flailing their arms wondering, how do I earn this money, or how do I help people? And so be direct and say, okay, do you want to do one of 2 ways? Which way would you like to get started? And then from there, y'all, you're going to simplify. If you're tagging them in a million things or sending them 8 different templates to pick from, y'all, you've lost that person because now they are so overwhelmed. So little tiny baby steps, one at a time. And then also give them realistic expectations. If you're having them make their list of 30, let them know 20% response rate is great. Expect to hear from maybe 6 people, right? We don't want them thinking, okay, I'm ready to hear from all 30 of my friends, and then they don't, and they just completely shut down. So giving them realistic expectations. And then communicating with them every single day. Even if it's your Sabbath, just connecting with them. Maybe it's not about sending out their templates right away. Maybe it's just, you know, how are you feeling today? Or how's your day going with your kids? Just connecting with them. And then from there, going into asking good specific questions. Hey, how many people were you able to connect with? Or what are you hearing from them? What kind of responses are you getting? That way you know exactly what's going on. And a lot of times you can just, again, share realistic expectations. And then our job is to get them to silver as quick as we can. Quick success is so important. And I think back to when I first went silver, I think it took about 3 weeks, but to me that felt long. And so we have to make sure that it's this quick process for them. And then y'all, a disclaimer, you can inspire every single day. You can inspire someone in 8 million ways, but until they're willing to take action, right? This is actual work. It's basically a 50-50. April inspires, April casts vision, April calls to action, and then guess what? So-and-so has to do the work. So y'all, we aren't there to beg people, plead them, to make them feel bad. It just has to be their right timing. And basically once they reach silver, because you know they will, if you're following up with them and you're navigating with them, they're going to reach silver. And basically what you're gonna do is celebrate them. Make it a big deal. Ask them, oh my goodness, Sue, what are you gonna do with that $300? Or, oh my goodness, Sue, you just helped 3 people. Make it a big deal, because it is a big deal. Ask them how they feel about it. All different things. And then guess what? Our job isn't over. We continue to cast vision. Again, thinking what's in it for them, what are their pain points, and what is this going to do in the long run? And you just say something like, oh my goodness, you just made over $300 in 3 weeks. Girl, who else can we talk to that needs plexus? And you guys, your excitement, your bold posture, your confidence, that goes really far with someone who's starting out. And y'all, if you have lack of belief, or you're feeling like you don't know where to go with them, that's going to also bleed. So it's really important, if you don't feel comfortable in this area of duplication, start getting into different videos, different trainings. There's hundreds, probably thousands out there where you can really dig into this and feel really confident in this area. Okay, so we're gonna change direction a bit, and we're gonna talk about business objections, because we all get them. And the good thing is you're gonna get the same ones over and over. And if you really own these objections and know how to handle them, you will be just fine. And here's the reason why. We're not supposed to fear objections. we're supposed to embrace them. Basically, people are asking you for more information. That's what an objection is. They're requesting more information, and it's going to help the conversation continue to move forward. And so basically, three reasons why you want to love objections is, first of all, you'll know, is this a good fit for them? Is the prospect actually invested? How many times do we spend time with people and they're not actually invested? So you're gonna know. And then the last one is, we're gonna know exactly where to educate them to keep them moving forward. And so when we're handling objections, again, we're not going into convincing mode or pleading or getting defensive. Those are all no-nos. We want to make sure we're being very professional. And so we're gonna go through the top 7 here tonight, top 7 objections that we usually get throughout our businesses. And the first one being, I don't have enough time. I just don't have enough time to do a business. And you guys, what they're simply saying to you is, it's not a priority for me. And we all know that, you guys, that we have 24 hours in a day, and we prioritize our time by importance, right? What is important to you is what you're gonna craft out time for throughout the day. So if they're telling you that they don't have enough time, it's basically that they probably don't know how much time they need to invest in a business just to get started. So I'll say something like, Jill, I totally agree. We're using that feel, felt, found. I felt the same way, but what I found when I was busy working full-time as a speech therapist, had my son, my husband was traveling a lot with his job, what I found is that I just needed about 30 to 60 minutes a day to get started. And do you know what I did? I didn't actually have to pull back or get rid of anything in my schedule. I literally would wake up 30 minutes before my son got up. Do you think that's something you could do? So just trying to figure out what would work best, or maybe it's lunch break. Maybe instead of going into the lunchroom and gossiping with friends, although I don't know how that's gonna work right now, but instead of going into the lunchroom and gossiping with friends, maybe she's deciding to go in her car for lunch. I have people on my team who do this, and they're gonna go send out their messages. So just know, when people tell you they don't have enough time, it's just not a priority yet, and you just wanna make sure their why is big, right? You probably haven't developed their why enough for them to feel like this is important and they need to make time for it. So that's the first objection. The next one is, and I'm sure you guys get this, I don't wanna be that girl, right? I'm pretty sure I said that objection. And it's so true. We don't want to be that girl, right? None of us are quote unquote that girl. And here's the reason why and what we can share with people. Basically, I'll say to people, oh my goodness, good, I'm so thankful. I don't want any salesy, slimy people on my team. Honestly, what we're looking to do is connect with others. We're here to build relationships and offer a solution, and to see if it's a good fit for them too. That is it. We're not out there to convince people, to plead people, or beg people. It's literally, we're just offering a solution and offering help to others. And so that's what I'll say. And I'll say, it very bold and confident, and people will say, yeah, you are right. And a lot of times I'll even take it a step further and say, Sally, did you feel like I was being salesy with you? And they'll say no. And I'll say, well, that's exactly what I'll teach you to do with your friends. And they're like, oh, okay. So just offering perspective. And again, you guys, a lot of times the feel, felt, found is going to be your best friend. Another objection that we have is, or that we've heard is, I just don't know enough people. Or they'll say, the area or my hometown is just so saturated. And so I'll offer perspective in different ways. I'll first talk a little bit about social media, right, y'all? We can tap into the whole world. Literally, we have the whole world to ourselves through social media. And so just know that if they are big into social media, if they're open to using it, they literally have an endless network of people. And then I'll share with them that less than 2% of the world has heard of plexus. And so there's tons of people who may be silently struggling like I was, and they're ready to hear about plexus and what it can help them with. And you can even share, we just opened up Mexico and we're in Australia and Canada. So we're just getting started. And when they talk about, their area per se being saturated, I say, well, no problem. You have the rest of the world to share with. And then I'll give them perspective and I'll say, there's top levelers in our company. They're called diamonds. And there's several of them who live in the same state or the same city. And so just know that you're not set to where you live per se. You probably actually want to get out of that town and expand your boundaries a bit to meet, different kinds of people. All right, another objection that we hear is the timing just is not right for me to start the biz. And I think this is one we're going to hear a little bit more now, just because of just craziness, uncertainty. Moms are feeling extremely busy. And it's okay to say, I totally get it. I felt the same way about just being busy, working full time. And again, you can share about and ask them, well, when do you think the timing would be right? And that question usually makes people really think. And they'll say, well, I don't know. And then you can give them the example of when you had your first kid, for those of you who have kids on here, when you got pregnant, did you feel like it was the right time? For me, with my second, we thought we had the right timing. We're like, we got this timing. Like, we are so smart. And y'all, what we didn't know is halfway through my pregnancy, a hurricane would literally take out our town. So you just don't know when the right timing is going to be. And then I would go a bit into plan B and why it's so, so important right now. The next one, you guys, that we hear a lot, and you can also talk about being in a recession and how our company is just, we are like ripping at the seams. We are just booming, right? The momentum is just amazing that we've experienced, and we will continue to experience it, y'all. This is just the beginning of how powerful multi-level marketing is going to be. Everyone is going to be involved in multi-level marketing, y'all. And so we're just the smart people that jumped in at the right time. Okay, the next one is, well, you know what? I've been involved in another MLM and it didn't work for me. And y'all, that is a really legit reason. There's some people that get burnt out. There have been people on my team who have said they've had to purchase starter kits for like $1,000 or $2,000. So y'all, it's okay to say, I totally get it. Can I share with you how plexus is different? And that's when I'll go into, we have consumable products that are literally life-changing. I love my earrings. I love my nail polish. I love my leggings. But y'all, those aren't life-changing, right? And the other key thing is they're not consumable. So I can milk a pair of leggings for years, literally. But if people are taking their products and you're helping them to love them, they can't milk a bottle of ProBio 5. And so they're consumable, which means true residual income. And then also, I'll just share a little bit of perspective with them that these products are for everyone, right? They're not just for males. They're not just for females. They're not just for working moms. They literally are for every single person. And then I'll even get into a bit about we're one of the fastest growing teams and just really connecting with them and listening. That's key. Really listen to why things didn't work out the last time. Maybe they didn't have a supportive person cheering them on and checking in with them daily. Okay, the last one. And sometimes you'll get this one, but they'll say, yeah, I've heard of your company, but multi-level marketing is a pyramid scheme. And I'll say, well, first of all, pyramid schemes are illegal and our company has been around for 12 years. And so if we were doing anything illegal, we would be shut down. I'll also share a bit of perspective that we are the number 8 voted top place to work in Arizona. Like, we've got a lot going on. We're founded with integrity. And then I'll say something like, are you talking about maybe network marketing instead? Because that's what we're involved in. And I'll say the awesome thing is I love network marketing because what happens is I'm basically paid based off of the organization that I build, and it goes 7 levels deep. So it basically spreads like a ripple effect or like a wildfire, and I get paid for that work. And so I'll just basically switch their perspective and say, I think this is what you were talking about, and then share why it's amazing. So y'all, whether it is that you feel like you're struggling to have people go silver, you have to look in the mirror because it is you who has to help people go silver. So again, if you don't feel confident, start digging into trainings, start being a little bit more bold when it comes to casting that vision, inspiring them, and then calling them to action, and then just going back and forth at their speed. So that is all I had tonight. I hope this was helpful, and I'm so grateful that y'all jumped on tonight with me.